Tonight we had an amazing executive symposium. We were here to talk about how to build a culture of accountability. Jerry brought up a really good point of when it comes to building a culture of accountability, the communication should be bottom up, not necessarily top down. However, I recognize that in practicality, that is not necessarily always the way accountability and communication is communicated throughout an organization. Typically, it comes from the executive team and they make a decree and it goes throughout the entire organization. But Jerry makes the great point of that if we can't build a culture of dissent and disagreement where people can show up and say, hey, I've got a new way of doing things, it can be really hard to gain that objectivity. And so Jerry shares how he built that culture of accountability. But so does Connie. Connie runs a small business, a small construction business in Austin. She says, hey, you want to know what? Show it. If you have a new way, a better way of doing something, show it to me so then I can learn how you're doing it. And then Melissa brings up a great point. Melissa, our other panelist, shared, hey, at the end of the day, in all reality, when it comes to building a culture of accountability, it can be really hard to overcome the natural fires that come up that we have to put out. It can be so easy to be tactical. It can be so easy to be like, firefighter. I gotta take out all these different things, and it can be so busy. So what she does that I think is really unique is she takes the time to ask questions and be curious. She pulls her team aside. When there's a difficult scenario that they're facing, she pulls them aside and says, hey, how did that go? What did you learn from this? How can I be helpful to helping you be better at your job? And what she found was that by asking these questions, by being genuinely curious, she can get down to the bottom as to what her team needs. Ultimately, when it comes to building a culture of accountability, it's all about communication, and that's something that we learned tonight in our executive symposium. If you're interested in joining a future executive symposium, I'd love to see you there. Our next one will be on April 25th, 2024 in Houston, Texas. Topic is how to effectively promote from within.